wasn't always a successful trader. Although I am a founder of Trader Foundation, I've been trading for over a decade now and been making over $15,000 per month consistently with exactly what we're going to be talking about today. But before I had any moment of clarity when it came to trading, I went through something I call the blow up stage. Now, the blow up stage started really in 2010. In 2010, I was actually introduced by a friend of mine to something called penny stocks. And they were really cool. I really wanted to get into trading. But unfortunately, I got hit by the curse of the 29, which basically means I lost $29,000 in 29 days at age 29. Definitely was not fun at all. I ended up just basically blowing my account up. So I struggled trading for a while until 2013 came around, and that's when I was introduced to options. Now, options are great, however, there's a lot of risks to them. And I didn't understand that. All I thought was, hey, you have to spend a lot less money and you could make a lot of money quick. And that's what led me to another loss of $20,000 in a matter of 2 months. And again, ended up blowing my account. Now, when I was trying to learn options, I tried different approaches. I did a lot of YouTube videos. I thought, hey, if you could really understand it from a free video, they seem pretty legit, I could get it. Unfortunately, I didn't know how to put two and two together with the videos. It was really, really confusing. I felt like I had more questions than anything else. So then I decided to try an academy, one of those online academies. Again, I had a little bit more structure, but left me with a lot of questions, and I couldn't really talk to anybody or get a clear answer. So I couldn't really master something except maybe get a couple basic things. But usually it would start with this incredibly difficult strategy, or they say it was easy, but it wasn't, and end up being more confused. So after that, I tried communicating more, where I started to go to a chat room. But again, people were just giving me trades and I didn't know how to really approach it because I didn't really know what I was doing. I even got desperate and I had somebody trade my account, and that ended up being a whole situation. In fact, when I tried to put money into the account, my bank blocked it saying it was fraud. So I was happy that at least that got fixed. But at the time, definitely scary because I thought I was going to lose a lot of money just from that. So either way, there's a few lessons that I learned from all that. Number one, there are a lot of strategies people sell on the internet, but it's not effective. Not that means that the strategies don't work. They're just not effectively put out there for me to understand. It's almost like reading chapter 9 without having all the other chapters beforehand. The other thing is learning from videos make it more confusing. Not that I think videos are bad. It's okay as a supplement to knowledge, but it's not okay to just have it just itself. Academies with real traders doesn't make them real trainers. So this is important because a lot of traders are very good at what they do, almost to a very nerdy like way. And there's nothing wrong with that. However, a lot of people who are very good at it, they don't know how to break it down to basics like a real trainer could, to make it simple for someone who's just getting started, and it becomes more scary than anything else. And following others' picks always leads to losses and frustration. Doesn't mean they're bad traders. It's not just being a good trader, it's being able to deliver the message properly. And unfortunately, in this business, it's very hard to find the right approach to develop others. So I had a few big realizations. And what I realized is if you look at this tree, and that is you being a trader, everybody's trying to kind of give you these leaves of becoming a good trader. Each leaf is like a strategy. Just all these different pieces people try to give you, and they're hoping that you really get it. And unfortunately, the result is not always great, but we're continuing to figure out and say, hey, if I have enough leaves, eventually I'll trade well. But why doesn't it happen? Why are we still watching videos and doing all these things and still trying to figure it out? A lot of people think it's them. They're just not smart enough. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not the case. In fact, what the situation is at this point is people are trying to give you the tree, but you can't really understand a strategy without having a clear foundation. And that's really what we're going to be talking about today. How do you build a clear foundation with our 4M process? And that's exactly what we have done here. We broke it down into 4 pieces to make sure that this works for everybody. And after dealing with 250 students, we have enough data to say that this works. So what are the 4 M's? Let's break them down. The first M is mindset trading. This is something a lot of people miss. And here's what happens. In general, people are trying to teach you complicated strategies, whether it's a day trading strategy or swing trading strategy, maybe even like crypto, forex, whatever it is. And it sounds good in a training, but when you try to actually execute it, for whatever reason, our brain does not comprehend it that well. And what happens is we realize that maybe it just doesn't work. So what we did, we changed things around. We understood that psychology is what plays a big role. So working on your mindset first and understanding the psychology behind trading, why certain things work the way they do before actually jumping into any strategies, our brains take that a lot easier. So once you really understand the mindset and then you try to deal with a complicated strategy, it becomes a lot simpler. In fact, this is a very similar situation I had with one of our clients, Zeke. Zeke was actually a retail manager from a fast-paced environment, burned out, who wanted to spend time with his family and his son. But the biggest issue he had is he tried different things, but being so fast-paced, he wanted things right away, right away, right away. And it took him a little bit to realize that, look, you really got to slow it down, understand the foundation. Take a week or two, really break down what it is before moving on. Once he really understood it, everything started flowing a lot better. That's when he was able to quit his job through trading and is focused more on his family now. Now, our goal right now is to make sure we provide you the same thing. So what I decided to do, since you included the email for us before, after this training, we're going to send you my stock predator course. This course is a 5-module course. It's going to give you the full foundation you need to really understand it. In fact, we're also going to include the PDF of my ebook as well. So we did both. Some people like to read, some people like to watch. Either way, it's a $1,000 course we've been selling for a while. We decided to give it to you for free in your email and text. So definitely check this out. It's a must. I think you'll get a very, very clear foundation of what you have to do to become a trader. So that's the first M. Now the second M is manageable technical training. In our program, we're going to go through something called the Trading Analysis Accelerator. Now what this does, it gives you a full core foundation of what you need to know when it comes to charting, when it comes to analyzing, to a point where you'll be able to look at a chart and make a decision within a few minutes, because we need to be fast, and this is going to help you out with that, and it's going to give us essential tools you'll need to be able to analyze it so quick, be able to know when to enter a stock and exit a stock based on data and nothing else. And of course, we're going to give you live examples as well with that. So all these things combined will eventually go into a profitable strategy. This is where we're going to teach you 2 strategies. They're very easy to understand, very simple once you go through the Predator course, which we included in your email. When we go through this part of it, this becomes extremely simple to do. So once you learn these profitable strategies, you will be able to make an income every single week with these, just like our students are doing right now. Now, once you got these profitable strategies, we're going to take this to the next level and give you a chance to learn Options Unleashed. So this is where we're going to be able to take the strategies from the Trading Analysis Accelerator and show you how you could make money with a smaller bank account. So a lot of people are a little short on money when it comes to investing. We've had people invest with smaller bank accounts but make the same money as still having $100,000, $200,000. So obviously you'll need money to start. That's a fact. But with this, it makes it a lot easier and you'll be able to scale that account to way higher profits. And we use something called a paycheck collector. So this is where we'll be able to trade in a more passive approach. So we're going to learn the profitable strategies, grow that account, and then take that account and be able to use it with a 93% winning ratio and make about 30%, anywhere from 10 to 30% a month, every single month. So now you'll be able to grow that. So once you got both of these mastered, then we would want to open up two accounts for you where you will attach them to two debit cards. Now, the first one would have the profitable strategy where you will learn how to make money consistently and have that account fill up with that money. Eventually, we'll have another debit card with the paycheck collector, which is your more passive approach. And from once in a while, we will be able to transfer from one debit card to another and be able to use that money to transfer. So essentially, you could live off one credit card and then move the funds over to the other one to continue growing your account. And that's part of the approach we're going to use to be able to create a trading plan for you to leave your job. In fact, that's exactly what we did with Lori. So Lori was actually an overworked bridal shop owner who lost her business during COVID. She's brand new to the stock industry. She didn't even know what a stock was. So she took our course, and after 60 days, she created a challenge for herself to make a certain amount of money, and she actually hit it. She ended up making $85,000 in 90 days. Now, the strategy she used, so what Lori used was the bounce profit strategy that we do, which is part of our profitable strategy system. And we include the whole strategy in this training right here, called Collect a Weekly Income from the Market in 6 Simple Steps. We include in this training both the strategies, the profitable ones, and we explain the paycheck collector as well. And we'll give that to you totally free. It's going to be an email right after you're done with this training. Now, very important, please make sure you watch the Predator course first to get that foundation and then continue with this. And then we got the mentorship. When it comes to mentorship, there's one key to success. Human element is the number one key to success. Now, why do I say that? Let's think about back when we were at school, which is how we all learned. At least I hope, right? School has a certain way of teaching us. So for us to really be able to be successful at anything else as far as learning, we need to understand what we're used to. So let's look at the learning process in school. In school, when you get some work, usually the next thing we do is we have to read about it or watch something. Today there's a lot of watching. Before it was a lot of reading. Now it's a little bit of both, I guess. But for the most part, we have to really take in the content on our own. Whether we do it in school and homework, we take that information in, and then the teacher teaches from that content. So to give us ultimate clarity. Once you really understand the concepts, then we get homework to practice it and really solidify it in our head. And then the teacher comes back and reviews the homework to make sure we get, again, more clarity. Because as human beings, just watching a video will not be good enough. In fact, a lot of people still get tutoring on top of that, or they have a whole community of friends that they study with to make sure they pass. And in today's world, we need a lot of human element. Human element is the key. When it comes to trading, though, things are different these days. In fact, if you try to learn online or anything like that, we don't have any of that. We just get to read, maybe watch something, and maybe get homework. And most of the time, there's not even homework. There's a simple saying to all this. If you put the smartest and the most motivated student in a bad system, the system will always win. Period. So many of you may think you're not smart enough. That's how I felt. No matter what I did, I kept failing. I kept losing. Or maybe I'll win a little and then it goes away. Can't time anything right. Well, it could be me, but considering how profitable I am today, I think it was the system. And understanding that really changed a lot for me. So our system, we have a couple things that is huge for us. Number one, one-on-one coaching. One-on-one coaching gives you mentorship, which is giving you the ability to ask any questions or help you with anything you need. And then there's group coaching, where you're able to have a coach teach multiple people, and now you get to hear other people's questions, creates ultimate immersion to learning. Homeworks, another big thing we do to make sure that you really comprehend the knowledge from videos or anything else before you get in a coaching session. We want to know what you don't know, so we could give you the most for your buck. And of course, assessments. We can't tell you if you're doing good or bad without assessing where you're at. So we're going to have that as well. On top of that, trading logs. So once you start trading, whether it's paper trading, which is simulated trading, or real trading, we want to see what you're putting in so we could go over the mistakes you're making. And feedback videos. So once we see your work and we see that, hey, is this working or is this not? Now we're going to be able to shoot a quick video to you and tell you what we would do better, what we think would be more effective, and things like that. If you really think about the trading world the way it is today, our job is to put it back to the way we are used to. Being able to read, being able to watch, have somebody teach you, do your homework, let's review it, let's check your trading logs out. If you need extra help, it will have on-demand coaching for you. And of course, give you a community of people to help you out with that. With that said, that brings me to our fourth M, the mastermind community. One of the biggest aspects of what we do, and it's the way you'll be able to sustain your success. And for that, let's look at fitness. Okay, fitness is an interesting thing, right? A lot of people know fitness. A lot of people know what we have to do. For example, LeBron James, right? One of the top NBA players of all time. He knows fitness more than anybody, one of the longest lasting athletes to ever live. Or The Rock. Fitness is his game. Tom Brady, the most successful quarterback of all time. And even Michael Jordan, one of the best basketball players of all time as well. If you notice, they have something in common. They all still have a trainer. They all still have a community that they're a part of, even though they know everything. So the question is, why do they need a mastermind group? And why do you need a mastermind group? Very simple. Accountability. This gives you the opportunity to be able to create consistency in your performance. So a lot of times we see people understanding the concepts, learning, things like that, and then all of a sudden they don't actually do anything with it. Our job is to make sure that you are at your peak. We want to hold you to a higher standard. And if you're looking to be at a higher standard, you need somebody there to make sure they hold you accountable and give you consistent communication so you never fall off. On top of that, when you're looking at trades and you're working on the market, you want to make sure somebody's there to confirm your decisions, to make sure that what you're doing is right and you're following all the rules. A lot of times people fail because they think they're following the rules, but they're actually not. And our job is to catch that and mentor you from there. Or maybe you're having some challenges. We will discuss all your challenges and customize the plan to you and make sure maybe we need to pivot in a different direction to make sure that you succeed at this. And then there's the opportunity to contribute to others. So it's not just about taking. We pride ourselves on attracting people who are willing to give back. So once you join here, you'll see everybody's going to be willing to help you to become the better you. But in return, by you teaching something over and over again, you become better at it. So it's a reciprocated relationship that works both ways. Lastly, creating long-term friendships and connections. So those are the 4 M's we use to build the foundation that you need to be able to succeed in trading. Now, once you really truly build that foundation and you get it to the right point where you feel like you mastered it, then and only then will you be able to prosper in trading. So the question is, will this work for me? So there's a few questions people always ask us. One of them is, I don't have any experience in trading. Do I need any? Short answer, not at all. In fact, we prefer you don't know anything about investing. Our system is designed based on simplicity. Just like you will see in the course I provided you, the Predator course, I specialize in breaking things down to its simplest terms. And although the big banks don't like it, that's just too bad. I love seeing people have the aha moment once they realize how simple and fast trading can really be. Another question: I don't have a lot of time for the academy. Should I wait for a better time? Guys, there's never a better time. Considering we only take 15 people a month due to the fact that we use the human element to create results, we always recommend to get started as soon as possible before the spots for the month get taken. As far as time, listen, we hear all the time, and I myself was managing over 300 people at the time I decided to dive into it. But even as recent as a few months ago, we had a student named Shrey. He's an electrical engineer working ridiculous hours. I took him under my wing and promised him he will be able to make the money he's looking for as long as he could find 1 hour a week for me. Obviously, anyone can find 1 hour a week. That's like half of a Netflix movie. And he actually ended up making $6,000 in a week after the first 3 weeks. Pretty crazy. But again, time was just an excuse. If he could work 60 hours a week and still put in the time he needed, anybody could do it. What if I don't comprehend the content of the academy? Here's the deal. I didn't want to invest for years because it just looked so complicated. It took me literally like decades to realize that investing is not as hard as we are conditioned to believe it is. It's actually quite simple if you understand the foundation. I'll give you an example with Michelle. Michelle actually had a huge stroke. It changed her whole life and her cognitive abilities. She decided to try stocks. It was something that she was hesitating for a while, but I assured her we'll work with her one on one. It took us a little longer with her because of her cognitions, but she is profitable. And that should just tell anybody, if you just put the work in, you will understand it. And considering the simplicity of it makes it a lot easier. In fact, if you want the ultimate test, take the Stock Predator course I provided to your email at no cost to you. See how you feel about that. If you feel comfortable with it, then you will be able to comprehend the rest of the course that we provide. I've been promised in the past to get help, but they never actually did. Here's the deal. There are way too many programs that promise things but never deliver. But here's what other programs don't have. We have a huge community on Facebook with literally tens of thousands of people there where I go live every single week for free. I designed this to help the ones that need clarity. Although this is not the magic bullet to solve it all, it is a start. My point is, I go live on the weekly for free. Imagine what would happen to the clients that invested in this program. Do I have to sit in front of a screen all day? Simple answer here is no. I personally can't sit and watch stocks move every second and every time worry about catching the right supply or demand zone. I might as well just have a job at that point. My system is not as aggressive as day trading. It's designed in a way that you can find trades in a matter of minutes and execute them right away. In fact, that's the strategy I review in the 6 steps to 6 figures training that I sent to you in an email already. Would I be able to leave my job, like, for real? You know what? Don't ask me, ask Mark. He was able to leave his job 4 months after our program, and he now bought an RV, which him and his wife used to travel different parts of US and Canada. Or maybe take someone like Felix, who was a banker for many years, and when he came to me, we created a full plan on how we would get him out of there. He's now a full-time dad, husband, and a professional disc golf player. If you don't know what that is, check out disc golf. Definitely check out disc golf. It's actually pretty cool. So at this point, you know how my students and I were able to become profitable traders with the 4M coaching program. We simply teach the mindset, we provide mentorship, we show you the manageable technicals you need, and follow up with a mastermind community. So at this point, you might be wondering, how do I accelerate this entire process so I can be on pace for 6 figures in profits in as little as 60 days? Or how do I learn to trade like a pro and be profitable every week? Maybe you're wondering, how do I create a realistic trading plan that will enable me to leave my job? Maybe you're wondering, how do I win 93% of my trades with a more passive approach so I can focus on the other things in life? And of course, Who is the best person I can model to get there in a matter of weeks instead of decades? And this brings me to the exact reason I made this video. After struggling for over a decade trying to figure this out on my own, I realized that my passion is to help the ones that want it just as bad as I did. In addition, they are willing to invest in themselves, be open minded, and take massive action to truly change their lives. In this program, I give you the core foundation you need to become a profitable trader on your own. This eliminates the confusion of others giving you wrong advice and you feeling desperate and lost all the time. You will now have the inner confidence to make your own decisions. I basically teach you how to fish and not rely on anyone else. I will provide exact step-by-step, easy to use strategies so that you will be able to execute and make profits every week. After working with over 250 other traders, what I've learned is that my method of teaching is able to take someone from not knowing what a stock is to literally leaving their job in a matter of 60 to 90 days. Just like all these people that we've talked about. And what's even crazier, we had 2 students who found this so passionate that they became our coaches. I want to teach you what I know, review your knowledge, get on coaching sessions together, analyze your trades together, and hold you by the hand till you flourish on your own. You will have our community and a coach to help you along the way until you master the simple rules to follow so you can profit. In fact, I will personally guarantee you that if you follow what we do in your trading and you don't profit, we give you your money back. So the last thing to really know is, do I qualify to join? Well, here's the problem that we have. A lot of new and existing traders want you to be able to be their butler and get their account built up as quickly as possible without doing any work and basically do everything for them. Then they want to pay a small fee like they would for a stock signaling scam or a video collection of confusing content. Either way, we do not want to waste our time with these people. So that brings us to the traders that we do want. We want traders that have a will to build a skill. They have some financial backing to invest in the market and themselves. An action taker towards the path to financial righteousness. So not just somebody who's willing to read or do those type of things, someone who's really ready to take the action to do it to get to where they need to be. And someone who enjoys growing themselves as people and love to contribute to others. Most importantly, new and existing traders who are ready to create financial wealth and stop slaving themselves working for someone else. Now, it's very important you understand who this program is not for. It's not for anyone who's completely broke. I'm sorry, guys, this costs money. It's a luxury program because we do provide one-on-one coaching. We are there to really focus on your results and we're there to mentor you. So if you're not looking for that, if you want something cheap, this is probably a good time for you to leave the video or enjoy the Predator course I already sent you. That's free as well. But if you're looking to really change your life, it is going to require money. Anyone who wants something for nothing, you must have skin in the game. Okay, it's going to require money. Again, how do you expect to be an investor but not being able to invest? People who make excuses or complain. I'm sorry, guys. If you're here just to be right about something or you're always negative about things, this is not the program for you. We attract people who are open-minded, who already have a backing, and they're just looking for somebody to give them direction, and they actually appreciate it. 4, people who are stuck in information gathering mode and not prepared to take action and get results. Again, a lot of people want to learn the market or they want to think about it or maybe whatever it is, guys. We only take 15 people. We're very picky with the people we choose. We have to reject a lot of them. So if any of these things are you, if you're not really ready to do this, that's fine. Not a big deal. Again, I provided you a lot of content in your email. But we want people who are motivated to really learn. And people who aren't serious about making 10K per month on the market every month. So I know it sounds weird. Like, of course, everybody wants to make that. But some people just want it. They're not ready to do what it takes, which means invest in themselves, get a coach, get a mentor, all the things that I had to do. And, I just wish I did it quicker, but I didn't have those tools. You do. At this point, it's just really your decision. And more specifically, this is for serious individuals who understand that creating lifetime wealth is not a walk in the park. Yes, the strategies are simple, but you will need to dedicate time to learning it. People who already have a source of income and are willing to invest in themselves. This is not free. You need to have skin in the game. So if this resonates with you, what you want to do next is watch the Predator course. Number one, it's free, but it will give you a great foundation here. You will also have an idea of how I present my content and see if it resonates with you.